everybody. Welcome to another monthly live edition of the Calgary Real Estate Show. We're live everywhere, every single platform, I think. Even on Jaden's, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Sorry, I'm just making sure we're live on Instagram, which we are as well. So welcome if you're watching this now or later as we wrap up kind of the year and the week and the month. So we got lots to get to. So let's get to it. So kind of just breeze through our weekly stats here because I think the bigger news is the monthly and the yearly wrap up. But you can see new listings were like, hey, we took Christmas and New Year's week off, and we're back. We are back. The biggest new listings number in probably a month and a half would be a guess. So 556, 237 for sales, actually up from last week. And then our sale to new listing ratio, which is kind of irrelevant because we knew all these new listings were going to hit. 275 pendings, 47 days on market. And when we break down December, you'll kind of see which segments are causing our average days on market to be pretty high, actually, compared to last year. And then our actives and pendings went up slightly from last week. We were just under 3,000. Now we're just over 3,159. So Natalie, what happened last year, same time?
Same time. So last year total sales was 226, this year 226, so 0% change. New listings last year 465, this year 573, so we're up 23%. Actives last year 2315, this year 3168, so we're up 37%, and we're definitely seeing that. Pendings last year 487, this year 472, so we're down 3%. And days on market last year 39, this year 47, so we're up 20%.
Yeah, and that active number, as we've been talking about on our weekly updates, is still really very below where we should be for a city of our size. So 37%, yes, technically it is up 37%, but last year was super low as we got into the new year. And this year we're, one of the services we use is calling it a balanced market because we use something called the absorption rate. And there was 44% of listings got sold in December. So technically that would be a balanced market, but that's an average. So we'll get into some more details on that here in a second. Jaden updated his other slides. So these. Let's
throw all these numbers out the window. Yeah, throw them all out the window. Throw them all out the window. And of course, we talked at the beginning of the month. The big news was the 0.5% rate decrease. A lot of the data is pointing towards another one of that size. They might, with a lot of the political insecurity, pull back by a quarter point. But really what I'm seeing mostly right now is that rates are a little bit static, especially on the fixed side of things, as the banks are just kind of trying to, they had their year end October 31st, trying to get into this new quarter and see things where they're going. But one of the things that most of your banks will tell you, and as a broker I can offer you as well, is that whatever you get offered, we're finding ways to match. And so it's a really annoying thing for the customer and an annoying thing for the broker that instead of being able to come up with our best foot forward off the bat, which is what my preference always is, I tell you this is the rate and that's going to be the rate. We almost have to say, this is the rate. Go to your bank, tell them that's what the rate is. Come back and talk to me, because they're going to give you an offer that's better than that, and then I'll give you an offer that's better than that. And it's this game of cat and mouse that is really quite, to be honest, annoying as a broker, because I just want to give you the best product, the best rate, best service. But it's just that the market we're in right now is demanding that. And so one of the things that you need to do around that is make sure that you're not trying to do things in the last minute. So if you're having, a 2.5 week close or a 3 week close, or, trying to turn a refi around in 2 weeks, you probably aren't going to have time for that back and forth. So just be prepared for that in this market. You might need a little bit more time if you're looking for absolutely best rate above everything else.
Yeah. And one thing I wanted to touch on with you today, this did not happen to us on any of our listings, but it did happen to a good friend of ours, my bald brother, Randy Gallant from EXP Realty. Shout out, Randy. A listing 3 doors down from us. So similar product ours, were in a semi-detached. And it was a end unit, had a yard, great house, had it sold twice, and Natalie, did it fall apart twice due to financing? I know the first time the person had a pre-approval from 6 months ago, 9 months ago, something like that. So how often, if Jaden, tell people how often they should get that updated, especially if they change jobs like this person did.
Whenever you're looking, right? And so if I pre-approve you, I say this is a pre-approval, and this is based on the information I have now and what the rates are now. This is ongoing forward. This is a pre-approval that's great. But if you're saying, okay, I'm not ready to look, I'm going to look 6 months from now. Let's update that before you go out, because I can see if you forgot to tell me that you got a car on there. Well, that's bringing things down.
Yeah.
You forgot to tell me that you changed jobs and you've gone down $10 an hour. That's bringing things down. So certainly, whenever you're actively looking, you should be readjusting that pre-approval. But if you're working with a good broker, they should have a good baseline of where you're at. That should go forward. It could go 3, 6, 9 months until you're ready to look, and then you reevaluate.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Perfect. Good advice. Good advice. Natalie, talk to us about, let me get that slide up here. There it is. I love this. I think the best way to upgrade your bathroom is just leaving it like this, because this color is back, isn't it?
It's the Barbie. It's the Barbie bathroom right there. You know how dirty that toilet is. So this is ideas to upgrade your bathrooms without breaking the bank. So it's updating your fixtures or your vanity. We all know this is a big thing. It looks like it makes a place look totally different when you change out your old rusty, faucets and put something new in. The same with the vanity as well. On to the next one. Add an unexpected element and create cozy lighting. This is big. Like in this one, the one on the left, that blue ceiling just really adds a pop of wow. And putting wall sconces, they're back in bathrooms, which is in like a bathtub setting is very different. Normally you would just see them by a mirror. So I really love the look of this. Introducing art into your bathroom. That's another big one. People tend to not do that. And it's like, bring it all in, put a gallery wall in, do whatever you want. Maybe not all naked pictures or something, but something fun.
You can, or you could put some like video screens up there too.
Well, yeah, you could do that. My mom was a urology nurse, and they were opening the Cysto Suite. She had a friend of ours go out and take pictures of outhouses because she called it her pee palace. And that was all the artwork that was in the Cysto Suite. Anyway,
there's the inspiration.
Yeah, exactly. Add spa style touches. That's putting in pendant lighting over a bathtub, though I think you might bonk your head on the low ones there. The ladder for your beautiful Turkish towels, a bath stool, all that kind of fun stuff. Bring some, greenery in.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think there's one more. Oh yeah, bring in the wallpaper, baby. I love wallpaper. You know how much I love wallpaper.
I know
put it up, but
wallpaper.
It does look very elegant in certain spaces. So that's all I've got.
Absolutely. That's great. So if you want more design ideas, reach out to us and Natalie would be happy to chat with you. All righty. So here we go. This is our December market recap. So as you're absorbing the slide on the screen here, I'm just going to read the quote from the Calgary Real Estate Board in terms of the 2024 recap. So the year ended with 1,322 sales in December. That was a 3% decline over last year, but nearly 20% higher than long-term trends. Overall sales in 2024 were just shy of last year's levels as gains for higher priced homes offset pullbacks in the lower price ranges. So essentially, we still have population gains, which are supporting sales activity, and they actually would have been higher had we had more supply in the lower price ranges. Like I know under 600,000, a detached home was like almost a unicorn in 2024. So that's kind of the overall update. Then when you look at the sales, like I said, down just over 2.9% there. But let's get to, days on market we'll explain here in a second because we get to some of the different, there are my slides moving. So on the detox side of things, I'm going to focus more on month over month. They were down slightly, a few grand again over November. Sales are up 3%, new listings down 6%. Right? So we're just not getting that lower priced inventory hitting the market. Inventory was up though at the end of the month by 20%. That's largely in the higher price points. Months of supply is at 2. And our days on market jumped up to 42 in December, up from 34 in 2023 December. Semi-detached did very, very well. This is a very hot segment right now. Prices are up 8% year over year. Again, just up slightly versus down slightly versus detached. Sales are up 7%. New listings up minus 6%, not up. They're down 6%. Inventory, though, ended the month up 37%, but our months of supply, again, reminder, months of supply is if no more inventory hit the market, how long would it take at the current rate of sales for that inventory to all be sold? And then our days on market went up to 41 from 33 in 2023. So you can tell the inventory differences, right? When we looked at the inventory versus last year, that's where you get those days on market. There's just not the rush to go buy when there's more inventory on the market. Row townhouses, pricing was up 6% year over year, but down 1.6% month over month. So that was that was about $7,000 if my numbers are right. Sales are down 10% year over year. New listings are up 20%. Inventory up 65% year over year is where it ended the month. Now supply again is at 2.09, which would indicate a seller's market, but I think there's more to the story here. And days on market was 40. It was 29 a year ago. And then when we swing on over to apartments, pricing was up 7 year over year, down 1.6% month over month. Sales are down 10%. New listings only down 5%. But our inventory ended the month up 53% year over year. Months of supply, this is the highest of any of the segments. Last month, I think it was 3.5 months of supply. So it did go down in the month of December to 2.9, but that was up 71% compared to a year ago, which is pretty crazy. There's the days on market, right? So 48 days on market. Yeah. That's the longest days on market for any of the segments here. It was 34 a year ago, but really it's about this year. So that is where we're getting our high days on market. That's kind of swinging the averages up. Natalie, would you like to take Airdrie?
I can take Airdrie. So detached, we're up 5.7% year over year. Semi is up 6% year over year. Row townhouse up 8%. Apartments were up 15%. That's sort of surprising. Overall sales were down 9% year over year. New listings were up 14%, and inventory was up 87%. So your months of supply in Airdrie is up 106% to 2.43, which is sort of crazy. Yeah, but that's the apartments are surprising, but.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's the most accessible from a price perspective. So let's swing over to Cochrane. So detached went up 6, semi up 5, row up 5, apartments up 14%. And then our sales were down 17% year over year. New listings up 27%. We ended the month with 146 inventory units, which was up 31% year over year. And then months of supply up in Cochrane, 3.74 overall, and that's up 58%. And then Natalie, why don't you take Okotoks?
Okotoks was up 10%. For detached, semi was at 5% up. Row townhouse up 12%. Apartments were up 8%. Overall sales were down 16% year over year. New listings were down 17%. Inventory was down 4%, and months of supply was 1.92, so it's up 14.5%.
Yeah, and I did a reel the other day about which area around Calgary saw the largest increase year over year for detached homes, and it was Okotoks. Technically, it was 10.3%, and I believe that Strathmore was 10.1 or Chestermere, I can't remember which one, but so just interesting stats there. So Jaden, predictions, I know we got another Bank of Canada rate announcement coming up here at the end of the month, right?
Yeah, we got a couple of things. So first off, I think that Crossfield would blow all of those numbers out of the water.
Right? Don't have Crossfield in there.
The big suburban city of Crossfield. But prediction number one is I think we're looking at another 0.5% reduction. I think in spite of all the the Trump tariff stuff and what's going on with the instability in the government and prorogation and there's enough numbers to support that we need to keep coming down. So I would say another 0.5 point, which many of my clients over the last 6 months will be very, very pleased with.
Including us.
Yeah, and the other big piece of news, January 15th is when it's coming in, the new kind of carriage suite where you can go up to 90% to build out for a purchase plus improvement refi kind of thing. And so when we talk about housing accessibility and things like that, all of a sudden a garage suite in the backyard to have your kids live by you, but have a little bit of independence looks good. And it looks accessible because you've had these, we've seen the ways that the numbers have gone up over the last 2 or 3 years in terms of value of your house. So I think there's equity there to do those and the opportunity to get more equity. So we'll see if that's a big thing in 2025. It's just, you don't know if the builders can keep up and if people actually want that, because at the end of the day, I think the Calgary dream is a detached house with 2 vehicles, right? That's just, why people tend to move here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. And actually, I'll be doing a reel on this one as well. But Calgary over the last 3 years was the highest increase in price for homes compared to other major Canadian cities. So like Vancouver is only less than a percentage up over 3 years. Calgary was almost 14% up in those same 3-year period. Even when you look at Edmonton, 1.26% up, Winnipeg 1.7, because those are the other 2 cities. Ottawa was actually down 4.33, and then GTA was down 7.5. So we continue to be a hot market, right? And I think the diversification going on, we're going to continue to see migration, right, Natalie? In migration,
Yeah, absolutely.
BC and Ontario and other provinces.
Yeah, absolutely. It just makes sense.
When you can actually buy a house for under 800,000 here compared to a place like Toronto or Vancouver, that's huge, right? You can't get that there. So it's just a lot of people can actually sell their place there and move here and actually have no mortgage or very small mortgage. So
absolutely. And I think we'll end with this. I saw, and I love this. Our friend Weeza over at the Sean Getty group with the XP Realty had a reel out yesterday, and I loved it. It's like, should you buy or sell first? And there's just so much. See, to me, if I could buy now while it's a little quieter in the market, and if I found something and stretch out that possession date and then sell like early February when the market starts to go bonkers, which I do think it will get busy again this spring, that would be my preferred way of doing things. Is it a little bit more complicated? Yep, but there's ways to do it. And so if that's you, definitely reach out and we'd be happy to walk you through a plan on that. And that's all I got for today, guys.
No, that was great. It's here's to a fantastic 2025 for everybody. I think this is going to be a big year for the 3 of us and a big year for the city of Calgary. I think things are going to continue, even though I'm a pessimist about what's going on in our national economy. I think things are going to continue to grow here, and I'm really excited to working with everybody out there and you guys again through the year forward. So happy New Year to you guys.
Thanks to you too, Jaden, and your wife and kids. That's it for this week, and so we come at you every week with our recorded weekly update, and then we'll see you in a month for our live here. But in the meantime, reach out if you have questions. We'd love to chat, and let's say it one more time. Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year.
Bye.